It was for Basic Calculator 3, Leetcode number 772. Basically, first thing we'll need is an is operator helper method, and it has an array of plus, minus, times, and division. Um, we'll pass in a character into this method to determine if it's an operator. Next, we need a paren map. The paren map will keep track of the start and end indices of the open close parentheses. This will come in handy later as part of our recursive call. We also need a calculate helper method, and that will take in a start and end, and those would be numbers. Within the calculate helper method, we want to instantiate three things. We want to instantiate a stack, we want to instantiate a number to be 0, and we want to instantiate prev-op to be plus sign. So we want to iterate through from start to end, and we want to look at each character in this string. There are three possible cases for the character it could be. It could be a number, in which case we would do num equals num times 10 plus parse int of the current character. The second case is if it's an operator. If it's an operator, we actually want to have a compute method which takes in prev-op, stack, and num. And there are four cases here. It'll either be a plus, minus, times, or division. If it's plus, then we just push num into the stack. If it's minus, then we push the negative num into the stack. If it's multiplication, we actually want to pop what's on the stack, multiply that by num, and then push it back in. And then finally, for division, we want to do some logic around the actual sign, because we want to make sure that we're applying the correct sign to the value when we are dividing something. For example, plus divided by a positive number divided by a positive number is positive. Negative number divided by negative number is negative. Sorry, positive. But if it's positive and negative, or negative and positive, the outcome is actually negative. So this is what the logic is here for here. So if it's an operator, as we were saying, we want to call the compute method, and then we actually want to set num to be 0, because we are going and we are computing that specific number. And then prev-op is actually going to be the current operation that we're looking at, because we want it to be applied later on. Finally, the third case is if we've landed on a open parentheses. If we land on open parentheses, we actually want to set num equal to the recursive call of calculate helper, but now we want to do I plus 1, because we want to look at the next character, and then we want to pass the end, which is going to be paren map of I. Now, remember earlier we created that parentheses map, and that gave us back the pairs of the start indices and the end indices. So now we know what the end is because of that paren map. And finally, we want to set I equals to paren map, because we can skip all of the numbers in between the start and close paren. So that's why we're updating I. After that, we actually want to make one more call to compute, because it's possible that we have, let's say, like at the very end of the string, times 2. When we land on 2, we still want to perform one more compute call to ensure that we're multiplying all of the stuff we've done before with that 2. So we want to do one more compute call. At the very end, we want to call stack.reduce, because we want to sum up all of the expressions that we've gotten so far. And that is a solution for this problem.